Beloved, have you ever noticed that the money in your hands responds to the words you speak? What if I told you that every coin, every bill is a messenger of divine abundance ready to multiply? What do you say when you touch money? Leave a comment and share your truth. Chapter 1. Money as the servant of the law. Beloved, money is not your master, it is your servant. It obeys the law you speak. It responds to the word you decree. Every coin, every bill that touches your hand is neutral. It carries no power of its own. It waits, it listens, and it obeys. There was once a woman who often declared, "Money runs away from me. It slips through my fingers." And so it was. No matter how much she earned, it vanished like water in the desert. But one day, she discovered a secret. Florence Scovel Shinn taught her, "The game of life is a game of boomerangs. Whatever you send out comes back." She changed her words. Each time she held money, she declared, "Money comes to me under grace, in perfect ways. It serves me, it blesses me, and it multiplies." Soon her life shifted. Unexpected checks appeared. Opportunities opened. People gave her gifts, seemingly out of nowhere. Why? Because she stopped seeing money as a master that ruled her and began to treat it as a servant of divine law. Metaphor: money is like a seed. If you plant it in fear, it withers. If you plant it in faith, it grows into a forest. Decree of power: I am the channel of divine abundance. Money is my servant. It multiplies in my hands, under grace, in perfect ways. When you decree this, you are not begging. You are commanding. You are speaking to the invisible law that governs all supply. And the law does not guess, it obeys. Name your good. Beloved, the law does not guess, the law obeys. You must name your good, call it forth, and decree it into form. How often do people say, "I want prosperity," yet they do not define what prosperity means. They speak vaguely, and the law delivers vaguely. They desire abundance, but they do not name the shape of their abundance, and so their harvest is scattered, their good delayed. There was once a man who prayed every day for more money. He longed for wealth, but his words were uncertain. Sometimes he said, "I just need enough to pay the bills." Other times he said, "I want to be rich." The law listened, but the order was unclear. His finances were unstable, sometimes just enough, other times lacking, never consistent. One day he came across the teachings of Florence Scovel Shinn. He read the words, "Name your good. Do not ask vaguely, speak with clarity, for the law is exact." That very day he shifted. He began to decree, "I receive 10 times more than I spend, under grace, in perfect ways." Beloved, within weeks, his life transformed. A friend offered him a new business opportunity, one that multiplied his income exactly tenfold, not by chance, but by law. He named his good, and the law obeyed. Metaphor: imagine the universe as a great post office. The angels of supply are the messengers. If your envelope has no address, the letter cannot be delivered. But when you write the address clearly, the messenger delivers it straight to your door. Decree of power: I name my good now. I decree my wealth. I call forth my fortune under grace and in perfect ways. Beloved, the law is not random, the law is exact. Your words are the blueprint of your destiny. What you name becomes your reality. Speak it clearly, decree it boldly, and your good will find you without delay. The consecrated touch. Beloved, every time you touch money, you are touching energy. You are touching a symbol of circulation, of flow, of supply. Do not touch it carelessly. Touch it with reverence. Touch it with blessing. Consecrate the moment. Money is not simply paper and metal. It carries vibration. It carries the imprint of your thought, your word, your decree. If you treat it as common, it behaves commonly. But if you treat it as sacred, it multiplies in sacred ways. There was once a woman who struggled all her life with lack. Every time she received money, she sighed, "This is not enough. It will soon be gone." And so, it vanished quickly. One day she learned a secret, the touch of blessing. She decided that every time money entered her hands, no matter how small, she would decree, "Multiply in my hands, circulate in love, return to me increased under grace." She blessed each coin, she blessed each bill. She released them with gratitude instead of fear. Within months, her life shifted. Unexpected gifts appeared. Old debts were forgiven. New streams of income opened. Why? Because she no longer cursed her money with doubt. She consecrated it with blessing. Metaphor: money is like water. When you bless it, it flows clean and abundant, filling every channel. When you curse it, it stagnates, it dries, it disappears. Decree of power: money in my hands is consecrated. It multiplies. It circulates in love. It returns to me in overflowing measure, under grace, in perfect ways. Beloved, you do not need to fear money. You do not need to cling to it. You only need to bless it. For what you bless, blesses you. What you consecrate, multiplies. Every touch can be holy. Every coin can be a seed. Every bill can be a prayer. And when you decree with power, the very energy of money transforms, becoming a servant of divine abundance, ready to multiply in your life. The mirror of inner wealth. Beloved, the money you see in your world is but a mirror. It reflects the wealth or the poverty within. If you change the image in the mirror of your mind, the reflection in your life must also change. The law is exact. It cannot be fooled. If within you there is fear, doubt, or constant talk of lack, then the mirror of life shows you empty pockets, unpaid bills, and closed doors. But if within you there is faith, gratitude, and the decree of abundance, then the mirror shines back wealth, opportunity, and overflowing supply. There was once a young man who often said, "I can't afford it. I never have enough." And so he lived in constant struggle. He carried the image of lack, and the outer world reflected it faithfully. One day he came across the wisdom of Florence Scovel Shinn. He read, "The game of life is a game of substitution. Substitute the image of lack for the image of plenty. Substitute fear for faith. The mirror will obey." From that day forward, whenever he caught himself saying, "I can't afford it," he stopped. He replaced it with, "Everything I need comes to me easily, under grace, in perfect ways." Beloved, within weeks, the mirror shifted. Scholarships appeared. Friends offered him support. A new job opened doors he never imagined. Why? Because he changed the image within, and the mirror reflected wealth instead of want. Metaphor: life is like a looking glass. You cannot frown into the glass and expect a smile in return. You cannot declare poverty inside and expect riches outside. The reflection is faithful, exact, obedient. Decree of power: I live in unlimited abundance. My outer world reflects the inner wealth I now decree. Beloved, if you desire more, do not fight the mirror. Do not chase the reflection. Change the image inside. See yourself as rich. Speak yourself as prosperous. Declare yourself as abundant. The law does not guess. The mirror does not lie. Your wealth is already within. Bring it forth, decree it now, and watch the reflection shine with glory. Money as a song of gratitude. Beloved, money grows in the atmosphere of gratitude. What you thank, thanks you. What you appreciate, multiplies. Gratitude is the song that calls abundance to your door. Many people complain when money comes to them. They say, "It's too little, it's not enough." And with those words, they close the gate of supply. They push away the very stream that longs to bless them. There was once a merchant who struggled with poor sales. Each day, he counted the coins in his till with disappointment. He sighed, "This will never be enough." my work is in vain. And so, the customers stopped coming. His store grew quieter. His heart grew heavier. But one day, he decided to try a new way. He chose to bless, not curse. Each time he received even a small payment, he whispered, "I give thanks for this money. It multiplies in my hands. It opens the door to more." He gave thanks for each customer. He gave thanks for every sale, no matter how small. Gratitude became his song. Within months, his store transformed. Customers flowed in with joy. Sales tripled. Prosperity sang through his business. Why? Because gratitude is the magnet that attracts increase. Metaphor. Gratitude is like the sun. It warms the seed. It feeds the soil. It draws the harvest forth. Without the sun, the seed cannot grow. Without gratitude, money cannot multiply. Decree of power. I give thanks for the money that comes, and I give thanks for the money on its way. All that I bless increases, all that I thank multiplies under grace. Beloved, never curse what you receive. Never despise the small sum, the humble gift, the first fruits. Every coin is a seed. Every bill is a promise. When you wrap it in gratitude, you set it free to return to you 100-fold. Gratitude is the language of wealth. Gratitude is the song of the soul. When you sing it, heaven and earth join in chorus, and your abundance is multiplied in ways beyond imagination. Under grace, without struggle. Beloved, true prosperity does not come by force. It does not arrive through endless struggle, sweat, or strain. Abundance flows under grace, without effort, in perfect ways. The world teaches, work harder, push more, sacrifice until you break. But divine law whispers, rest in faith, align with grace, speak your word, and it is done. There was once a young woman, weary from constant labor. She worked long hours, chasing money, yet always felt behind. She often declared, "I must struggle to survive." And so her life became endless struggle. But one evening, she read Florence Scovel Shinn's teaching, "What is truly yours cannot be taken. What belongs to you comes effortlessly, under grace in perfect ways." Her heart leapt. She decided to stop decreeing struggle. She began to affirm each morning, "My prosperity flows to me easily. What is mine comes without effort, under grace, in perfect ways." Beloved, within weeks, a miracle unfolded. Her boss promoted her unexpectedly, doubling her salary without her asking. New clients appeared at her door. Money flowed to her with ease. Why? Because she aligned with grace instead of strain. Metaphor, think of the butterfly. It does not fight the air. It spreads its wings and allows the breeze to carry it. So too is divine supply. You are not here to wrestle for survival. You are here to flow with grace. Decree of power. My prosperity comes to me under grace, without effort, without struggle, in perfect ways. Beloved, struggle is a false god. Release it. Stop worshipping hard labor as the source of wealth. Your supply is not wages, it is spirit. Your wealth is not sweat, it is decree. When you align with grace, you are carried. When you decree with faith, you are lifted. Prosperity does not demand your exhaustion, it responds to your word. Rest, declare, and allow. For what is yours cannot miss you, and what you decree must appear, the decree of multiplication. Beloved, money responds immediately to the decree. When you speak with authority, when you call with faith, the law of multiplication is set in motion. The world says it takes years to grow wealth, but Spirit says, I will do a quick work. I will restore the years the locust has eaten. What you decree now will multiply under grace. There was once a man weighed down by debt. Letters arrived daily, bills piled high, collectors pressed upon him. In despair, he repeated, I am drowning in debt. I cannot escape. And the more he spoke it, the deeper he sank. One day, he stumbled upon Florence Scovel Shinn's truth. Speak the word and the law will obey. Declare yourself rich now, and the mirror of life must reflect it. He decided to try. Each morning he declared with boldness, I am rich now. Every debt is paid under grace in perfect ways. Money multiplies in my hands. Beloved, within months the impossible happened. A distant relative, unknown to him, left him an inheritance. The amount was enough to clear every debt and leave him free. His decree had opened the door. His word had summoned multiplication. Metaphor. The decree is like a key that opens invisible storehouses. Behind every locked door of lack, there is a treasure waiting. But the lock will not yield to begging. It yields to command. Decree of power. Money multiplies in my hands. I am rich now. Every channel is open. Every debt is cleared. Under grace in perfect ways, my wealth overflows. Beloved, do not wait for the outer world to tell you that you are rich. Do not measure your wealth by the numbers in your purse. Speak the word first, and the numbers will follow. For the law does not argue. The law does not delay. The law does not guess. It obeys the decree. And when you command multiplication, heaven and earth move to fulfill it. The law obeys. Beloved, today you have seen the secret. Money is not your master. It is your servant. It listens. It obeys. It multiplies according to your word. Every chapter has revealed a law. You learned that money is the servant of spirit, not the ruler. You discovered the power of naming your good, for the law does not guess, it obeys. You consecrated your touch, blessing every coin as a seed. You saw that money is the mirror of your inner wealth. You learned that gratitude is the sunlight that multiplies your harvest. You rested in the truth that prosperity flows under grace, not struggle. And finally, you decreed multiplication, commanding money to grow in your hands. Beloved, the law of supply is exact. It waits for your decree. It waits for your word. The question is, what will you speak? What command will you send out today? Pause for a moment. Feel the money in your hand, whether it is a single coin, a folded bill, or even an empty wallet waiting to be filled. Bless it. Consecrate it. Speak life into it. Remember, the law does not guess. It obeys. The universe is your faithful servant, waiting for the clarity of your decree. Beloved, write your decree in the comments below. Declare your wealth. Name your good. Let your words join the current of divine abundance, and let the law obey. Final decree of power. I now decree money is my servant. It multiplies in my hands. Every bill is paid. Every channel is open. I am rich now under grace in perfect ways.